Hello, welcome along. And this week it's all about being sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know a song about that, don't we? Poor Mick's feeling quite sick at the moment. Well, it's nausea. He's not actually sick. He never is sick, but the feeling just doesn't go away. And there are anti-nausea tablets that he takes, but they don't really seem to do anything. And I mean, he already rattles after he takes his pills in the morning, bless him. But he's in a lot of pain. His back particularly is really painful. I mean, that's where it all started, and it just hasn't gone away. He's tried various pain relief, but none of it really works. Even morphine, they put him on morphine. We've got morphine in the cupboard, but it just doesn't take the pain away, and that again just makes him feel sick. So it's not very helpful. So he doesn't really take anything for it. He just copes with it. And actually, we've been comparing aches and pains this week because I feel like I'm falling apart. Ever since I went to those bloody weight training sessions, I feel like weaker than ever and everything aches. So my left shoulder hurts, my forearm hurts. I even struggle to like pour the kettle because it pulls on the muscle and that's really sore. Got a thumb that gets in the wrong angle and that really hurts. Um, my knee has come back. The pain in my knee has come back with a vengeance. So, and there's no walking for me at the moment, which doesn't help because I do love getting out for my walks. But anyway, so I'm complaining. I'm feeling all bloody tired and achy, and he's feeling all sick and tired, and it's just a bit exhausting to be honest, and a bit bloody. It's just draining and just boring. Obviously, I can't compete with Mick, but sometimes I do say to him, "Oh, it's my turn. It's my turn to have a win. It's not all about you, you know." So, so anyway, I mean, it's been hard this week. I've had a couple of down days. Nothing really bad. Just everything just feels boring. Everything just feels tiring. Just nothing very exciting going on at the moment, which is understandable. But what it leads to is me eating lots of shit. Yes, I have officially fallen off the sugar wagon and I'm back to eating biscuits and chocolates. I had, I think, 18 days or so without it. Did I feel better? Probably did feel a bit better, but I miss it. I love it. And this week's just been one of those weeks. So, I feel like a bad girl. And that actually results in me just feeling worse. I feel disappointed in myself. But then that's where I am right now. And I say this as I'm looking longingly at a bag of mini eggs. Probably not very last very long. But anyway, I did get some admin work done this week, but that's still boring, isn't it? Boring stuff that needs to be done. Car insurance, breakdown for the insurance for the car, travel insurance. I need to look at my mortgage deal because that's up soon as well. But actually, I do want to talk about travel insurance because it is one of those things that we kind of need to have. But when you've got medical conditions, it gets really expensive. When we went to Portugal, was probably 18 months ago, we didn't actually bother. We just took the risk because anything to do with cancelled flights and things like that, we just end up having to pay for it. It's not the end of the world. And actually, mixed health conditions rarely lead him to needing any hospital treatment or anything like that. So we just decided to take the risk and it did work out. But when you go on a cruise, which we are in June, you have to have travel insurance because they will not let you board without it and you have to prove it. So I did a bit of research, and firstly, I went and bought myself just a little annual policy, not for the cruise, but just for European travel, because I am going away with my girlfriends in May, and it's so cheap for me to get travel insurance that I just bought an annual policy, which cost me £22. So easy done. So then I went onto a comparison website, and I got quotes for the cruise for the two of us. So it's a 2-week cruise in June this year for both of us. You want to have a guess how much it was? Roll. It was £170. Actually, I was quite happy with that because I was actually expecting to pay more. And it was one that gives us decent cover. So obviously I had to declare Mick's MS, which they only ask the questions on around, what walking aids do you need and are you any worse than last year? And he's not with the MS. And then we talk about the cancer, and they ask all sorts of questions: what stage you're at. They ask about if you've had a stem cell transplant, which he has. They ask about if you've have any falls or breaks, or if you've got any lung problems or anything. And actually, fortunately, he hasn't got any of those. And at the moment, the stage that he's at is officially in remission, because after the stem cell transplant, the cancer has subsided right back down. Now, it'll be our cruise next year will be the problem, because the cancer will very likely have come back by then, and I'll have to worry about that. But I will worry about that next year. So for this year, I can legitimately say that his cancer's in remission. And actually, there was no issue. So 170 quid, and worth it. I think we have to do it. So yeah, so that worked out okay in the end. And I do think, we do have to think about insurance, because insurance is always one of those things that you have to have, and then you don't use. And this is a discussion I had with the car insurance people this week as well. Give me a bigger excess, because if I claim, I'll just have to cope with it. The chances are I won't claim. I haven't claimed for however many years, so probably tempting fate now. Anyway, that's all about insurance and admin. So, but in good news, the proposal that I sent to a client last week was accepted. So that's fantastic. And I'll be doing some work with them in May. So that's really good. And it's always exciting when those sort of emails pop up, because it's new clients, it's a bit of extra income, which is all very nice. And I did have some good client sessions this week. I had some really powerful sessions this week, actually, where I've managed to help a couple of people really think differently about the situation that they were in and feel better about themselves, which actually in turn helps me feel better about myself. So it all works out. And I had one session in person this week, which is very unusual, because it's normally all on Zoom. And it was quite a distance, so it meant me driving my Golf on a long journey for the first time. So I went to Towcester, spelt Towcester, said Towcester, in Northampton, to meet my client. It's 100 miles from where I am, so it's 200 miles in total that day. The drive was great. Really enjoyed driving the Golf. First time I've done that sort of long journey. It was really enjoyable. The session was brilliant with her. We managed to sort out a few things that she had on her mind, and she's taken some action already, so that was great. She's got a lovely office up there on a business park in the Northamptonshire countryside, and she bought me lunch. And it was just a really good session. And I left there 2ish to get home for about 4. So, and it was really nice. It was a lovely drive home. The weather was good, not too much traffic. It was nice. But after a lovely drive home, things turned to shit. Literally, I was greeted with a pile of shit. Poor Mick had had an accident. He was literally dealing with it as I got home, and he was trying to clean it up, but it was really just making it worse. It was shit all over the floor. So I hadn't even taken my coat off, and I'm on my hands and knees cleaning up shit. Welcome home, Sheila. But there we go. I mean, there was a moment where I can't deny that I did think, for fuck's sake, why me? Why do I have to deal with this? But you just have to do it. Move on. Clean it up. I mean, literally 3 minutes later, there's no evidence of it having happened. The washing machine's going with his clothes and towels and stuff in it, and we just move on. And then we sit down, watch a film, watch a bit of telly or something. Watched a couple of good films this week, actually. Watched 12 Years a Slave, which is that true story. I mean, dreadful story, but brilliant film. We watched Cocktail with Tom Cruise, which I love, and that was just a bit of fun. So, and then we did watch some Jason Statham film, Safe, I think it was called. I mean, I like Jason Statham and his action films. It's a bit rubbish, but there you go. You have to try these things. So we had a few good films this week. And that's it. Hopefully feel a bit better next week. Not sure what I've got on next week, so we'll worry about that. But it's towards the end of the week now, and actually it's Easter next weekend. So lots more chocolate to eat. Anyway, I'm off to eat my mini eggs. See ya.